Now some proportions. Okay, if trip time is proportional to distance, and we're talking about two trips, one of them 720 miles and the other 30 miles, the second trip takes 37 minutes. What can we conclude? Well, the statement of proportion is that two ratios are the same. Okay, the ratio of the two trip times is the same as the ratio of the distances. So and this is a proportionality. This whole thing here would be regarded as a proportionality. If we write down the numbers, and I'm going to abbreviate slightly, I'm going to say that T2 over T1 equals now these are proportional to the distances, and I've got my 2 and 1 mixed up. That's going to be 30 over 720 because the 720 corresponds to the first trip mentioned, which is the longer one. Okay, so we have T2 over T1 equals 30 over 120, but of course we know that T2 is 37, so we have this. Now there's this trick your book calls cross multiplying, where you multiply this by this and this by this, and the two products are equal. And I know you're probably used to that because people do it and misuse it all the time. Since people misuse it all the time, I'm going to stick to simple. If you can do the cross multiplication correctly, you're welcome to use it. But I'm going to simply say we multiply by the common denominator, 720T1. When we multiply this side by 720T1, the T1 divides out, and we end up with 720 times 37. If we multiply this side by 720T1, 720s divide out, and we end up with 30T1. And this is an equation that's easily solved for T1. Okay, now I could have multiplied these numbers out before dividing by 30, but it's really simpler to leave them in this form because we know 30 goes into 720 24 times, so this is 24 times 37, and the significance of that is that the 24 is the ratio 720 to 30. Since this is 24 times as great as this, the time will be 24 times as great, because remember the 37 stands for 37 minutes of time. 24 is the ratio of your trip distances. Okay, and you can multiply that out. Something fairly close to 900, but you can multiply it out and get the exact value. Okay, so you see that by stating the proportionality, this over this equals this over this, we were able to write the proportionality in this form, multiply through by a common denominator, and get this form, which is easily solved for the thing that we don't know.